January 2019, question number 1. AI says evaluate 3.8 times 10 square plus 1.7 times 10 to the third, and we're to give our answer in standard form. Alright, so first of all, 3.8 square, 10 square is the same as saying 100. 10 square is 10 multiplied by 10, which is 100. So this is equal to 3.8 multiplied by 100 plus 1.7 multiplied by 1,000. So 10 cubed is 1,000. This is equal to 380 plus 1,700. So the answer here is going to be 2,080. Alright, and we're asked to write this number in standard form. So when we write a number in standard form, the decimal point must come between the first two significant figures. So the decimal point must end up between the 2 and the 0. Alright, so in standard form, this is equal to 2.08. Alright, so we started out with our decimal point here, multiply by 10 to some power. Now, if you're writing a number in standard form, if the number you're writing in standard form is a decimal number, when you write the number in standard form, the power must be negative. In other words, if you write in a number in standard form and the first digit in the number is 0, the power that 10 is raised to must be negative. If the first digit is any other number than 0, the power must be positive. Alright, the power itself is the number of times the decimal point is moved. So the decimal point is moved a total of 1, 2, 3 times. Alright, so the power is 3. So the answer is 2.08 times 10 to the third power. 2.08 times 10 to the third power, and this is our answer written in standard form. II says 1.5 multiplied by 3 over 5 divided by 3 and 1/2. So this is the same as saying 1/2 multiplied by 3 over 5 divide by 3 and 1/2. Alright. Here in the bracket we're multiplying. The bracket is just there to indicate that we should do the multiplication first. When you're multiplying fractions, what you really do is you should cancel. But when nothing can cancel, you must multiply numerator by numerator and denominator by denominator. So 1 times 3 is 3. Divided by 2 times 5 is 10. And we're to divide now by 3.5. Now I'm going to write 3.5 as an improper fraction. How we do that? It's what? 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1. This is 7 over 2. So this is going to be 3 over 10. So we're dividing by a fraction. And whenever we divide by a fraction, we must write back the first fraction, change the division sign to multiplication, and then invert. So we have 2 over 7. So again, we're looking if anything can cancel. 2 can cancel. 2 into 2 is 1. 2 into 10 is 5. I don't think anything else can cancel. So when nothing else can cancel, you multiply numerator by numerator. So 3 ones are 3. Denominator by denominator, 5 times 7 is 35. Alright, so we're asked to, we need to give our answers as a fraction in its lowest terms. Alright, so our answer is 3 over 35. That can't be cancelled. So that is our answer in its lowest term. All right, here we're asked to express 6 as a binary number. All right, so this is how you do that. We're going to divide the number 6 by 2. All right, so we're dividing by 2. And over here, we're going to have the remainder. All right, that's the remainder. All right, when you divide 6 by 2, you're going to get 3. These are remainder of 0. Then you're going to divide 3 by 2, you get 1. And these are remainder of 1. And then you divide 1 by 2, it goes 0 time. And these are remainder of 1. Alright, so when once it goes into its zeros time, you know you're finished. So 6 base 10 is equal to 1, 1, 0 base 2. Alright, we're asked to express 6 as a binary number. Binary means base 2, so 6 base 10 is equal to 110 base 2. Alright, this is the C part of the question. It says John bought a car for $65,000. If the value of the car depreciates by 8% each year, how much will the car be worth at the end of 2 years? All right, so this is a question on depreciation. The depreciation formula is your final value is equal to the initial value multiplied by 1 minus r over 100 raised to the power n. Now, r is the percentage depreciation, and n in the formula is the number of years. Alright, the initial value of the car. So now my final value would be the initial value, which is 65,000, multiplied by 1 minus percentage depreciation is 8, so it's 1 minus 8 over 100, and this is to the power of 2. We want to find what is the value after 2 years. So this is 65,000. This is 1 minus 0.08 square. This is 65,000 times 0.92 squared. Alright, so let's work that out. Alright, so the value of the car, or the final value, or the value of the car after 2 years is 55,016. The value of the car after 2 years is $55,016. Alright, and that brings us to the D part of the question, which is the last part of the question. And the D part says, the table below shows the results obtained by a student in her CSEC mathematics examination. The maximum mark for each paper is given in the third column of the table. We're to determine as a percentage the student's final mark for the mathematics examination. All right. So essentially, what this table is showing us, this table is simply showing us, well, what percentage of the maximum mark that the student obtained for each paper. So for paper 1, out of a total of 30 marks, this person only got 55% of the mark. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually find the actual mark that the person got for each paper. All right. So paper 1 is marked out of 30. So for paper 1, so we're trying to find the marks. So for paper 1, the marks would be equal to 55% of 30. 55% as a decimal is 0.55. 55%, a percentage, is a fraction with a denominator of 100. So 55% is 55 over 100, which is 0.55 times 30. Times 30. And we end up with 16.5. Alright, so she got 16.5, or this person got 16.5 out of the 30 marks. She got 16.5 marks. For paper 2, the person obtained 60% of the mark, so it's 60% of the 50, and this is equal to 0.6 times 50. And for paper 2, this person got 30 marks. Alright, and for paper 3, now paper 3 is marked out of 20, and the person got 80% of the mark. So this is 80% of the 20, which is 0.8 times 20. Alright, so the person got 16 out of the 20 marks. So the person got now a total of how many marks? So the person got a total of 62.5 marks. Alright, so what fraction of the mark did the person get? So you want the mark, or the final mark, as a percentage. Well, the person got 62.5 out of 100. And to convert that to percentage, you must multiply it by 100. So this 100 cancels the 100. The person got 62.5%. Alright. So what were we asked to do? We are asked to determine as a percentage the student's final mark for the mathematics examination. So our final mark was 62.5 marks, which turns out to be 62.5% of the overall mark. Alright, and that is question number 1.